Live from the City of Angels, Sunday morning breaking box office as we go over the numbers from this past weekend. We expected Thunderbolts to do pretty decently in the second weekend because we knew that there was no major competition that was incoming, and that's exactly what happened. We didn't have a major film to challenge. Now, that's problematic here because the second weekend was at 33.1 million. That's a drop of 55%. As we discussed going into this weekend back on Thursday night box office preview show here on MMT, I told you that I really want to see this closer to 50, maybe even 48, right? Get me as low as possible on the drop because there ain't nothing coming in that's going to be able to challenge you and take tickets away from you. Certainly Sinners a little bit, right? Of course. I mean, it's a big movie still kicking around doing really solid business. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when you look at this second weekend, I just want to see it higher than minus 55. But as I go to the Disney email, you can see where we are on a global standpoint, 272.2 million. That's 128.5 million domestic, 143.7 million international. So let's compare that to Brave New World after the second weekend. This is where we're better than movie math, right? I mean, just right now. That's what I want to do. Like, I'm sorry, what? What's movie math? Terrible. This is way better. We're beating them within the first minute. Second weekend of Brave New World, 289.4 on the worldwide. So we're only a little behind Captain America here. So that's encouraging, right? But I will say this. Let's go back and let's really deep dive on what's happening. When you talk about Thunderbolts and you look at what happened this past week, remember on Monday, they wanted to generate a brand new news cycle with Thunderbolts, right? After the, marginal opening of 74 million. It's not great. It's Shang-Chi-ish, right? Well, they retitled it, as you guys know, The New Avengers, even though it still shows up as Thunderbolts, right? Call it whatever you want. But that didn't really do a whole lot of damage as far as box office in a good way. It didn't do anything. I mean, if they don't even pull that stunt, we might be looking at the same numbers. So this is still a state of uneasiness for Marvel going into Fantastic Four. Obviously, Fantastic Four is a more intriguing franchise for the average person, right? You grab someone off the street and say, do you want to see Thunderbolts? What's that? Right? If you're not like a Marvel geek, you say Fantastic Four, of course they know what that is, and not the Josh Trank version. They know going back to, I remember that 60s cartoon. It was cool. I got to find that again. It used to be on in syndication, the Fantastic Four 60s animated edition that was on television. That's a cool show. But when you look at this, you really want to see it pop better because of that stunt. That was a massive PR stunt, right? You had Sebastian Stan down the street from where I'm broadcasting here this morning, changing the poster at Disney. I mean, I can walk to Disney from here. It's so close, right? That's their headquarters here in Burbank. But again, minus 55, just a little behind, though, Brave New World. Not that set the world on fire, but let's just go back and get to some of these numbers from Thunderbolts, and we'll move on to Sinners momentarily. Number one film, again, this weekend, because we knew that would happen. Obviously, number 4 domestic release of 2025 to date. Walt Disney has 3 of the top 6. Warner Brothers, man, watch out. Warner Brothers is back. Talk about that in a minute. They have 1 and 2, right? And they're still touting the fact that audiences seem to like this film. I'm not so much in the camp of hooray Thunderbolts. It's mid plus. It's not even really fair. I'm going to stop. It's just mid. Thunderbolts in China is doing, let's get to the country by country. Give me 1 second. Let me pop it up here because it is in China. 13.8 million, second highest grossing territory outside the United States behind the UK at 15.5 million, Mexico 11.2 million. So you're looking here at the international being higher than the domestic, which is typically what we see with these big 4-quad tent poles. Now, as we move to number 2, Sinners, I've talked about this repeatedly, right? Look at the difference between the domestic and the international cash. 214.4 million domestic, 68.9 million international. That's a 3-to-1 domestic to international. Not a 1-to-1 or a 1 to 1.2 with Thundercocks. But let me call it what I want. The new Thundercocks. But when you look at this 3-to-1, imagine if Sinners was doing a 1-to-1 like Thunderbolts or virtually any film that's a massive 4-quad kind of thing. Sinners is not a 4-quad film, but still to be this big of a chasm between the domestic and international, that is substantial and something that you obviously have to point out when you're 3-to-1. Domestic, we went over 200 million this weekend in total. For the Cume, 214.4, international 68.9, worldwide now 283.3 million. And that first weekend, we really didn't know what was going to happen, right? Nobody did. Someone came in with a comment saying, nobody, how are you kidding me? Some people knew. No, you didn't. Don't act like that. Don't be, listen, let me tell you in life, let me just give you a hint. Okay, guys, let me just help you out. Don't be one of those people who comes in weeks later, oh, I saw that. Unless you can. You show me a tweet from weeks before it opened, showing me, oh, I had Sinners at 280 plus million worldwide after that opening weekend. You can't. So don't come in with your revisionist history bullshit into my comments. Don't ever do that. Because if you don't have the receipts, and I have receipts, I always have receipts. That's what I do. I'm Mr. fucking Receipts. Do not come in here and tell me, nobody saw it, I saw it. Really? Oh, how easy is it to say when you don't have any proof? Give me a break. Oh, I saw Bitcoin going sky high way back in 2010. Come on, man. Don't be one of those people. Super annoying, those people, right? The low IQ people. Stay off my channel if you're low IQ. Just leave. I don't want to hear. I don't want you here, man. I don't want you around. You're not doing anyone any good. Top markets when you look at the overseas on Sinners. United Kingdom, 17.4 million. France, 8.1. Australia, 5.5. Mexico, 3.9. So again, UK is the number one foreign market typically for virtually everything short of these giant films that China comes in. But other than that, you're looking at UK being so crucial, obviously, to any film success. But again, Sinners just isn't going to travel the same. And we saw that happen with, I'm not just picking on Sinners, we saw that happen with Tornadoes, Twisters, whatever. That film. Right? It did really solid domestic and did a okay international. And that's, again, because Twisters aren't big in foreign countries. They're more into typhoons and things of this nature. They should have retitled it. No one would know the difference. Minecraft is at 7.9 million for the weekend, still continues to kick around. Look, though, this is important. We go down to the global on Minecraft, 500 million international, 409 million domestic. Can you guys do the math? Yeah, 909.6 million. We're not getting to a billion. I told you guys we'd end up in the 9s. I called this early. Go back. I have receipts. I'm not one of these commenters. I knew this weeks ago. Well, okay, if you say so. But Minecraft, what a sensation, right? And Warner Brothers, to go from Mickey 17, the abomination, the Batgirl should have been. That film's garbage. I hate that film. And that film does irreparable damage to movies. I mean, after you watch Mickey 17, you don't want to go back anytime in the near future. You're like, I'm done. Told you about the guy who got up and left. He's not coming back. He probably won't come back for the rest of the year. That's how absolutely, he's got PTSD whenever he walks in because he's like, I had to sit through Mickey 17. But look at what they've done. They've turned around with Sinners, Minecraft, and now Warner Brothers is killing it. They have Final Destination next week, and that's the big new release along with Hurry Up Tomorrow. Looking forward to that because I love Trey Edward Schultz. So when you look at his filmmaking, look at Waves, Krisha is certainly better than Beau is Afraid. Very similar film, much better film. So when you look at next weekend, it still should be a weekend that Thunderbolts can hang in there. But the reality is that people have already seen Thunderbolts that want to see it. And the other thing I want to address that I didn't talk about when I talk about Thunderbolts just quickly is when we look at Thunderbolts in that opening weekend and the hold, remember, when it opens lower with a lower number, that means your available audience is still bigger for the second weekend. So you should have a strong hold. Do people not understand that? When a film opens at 200 million, everyone out to see it. So the second weekend hold drop should be higher or bigger because everyone already saw it. When you have a lower opening, you should have a lower second weekend drop because fewer people saw it opening weekend, which means your available audience to see it in that second weekend is bigger. Why am I better? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to be the gold standard all the time? You guys watch movie math? You know what she's talking about. Unbelievable that I have to sit here and even compete with. Oh, it's not a competition. Accountant 2 at $6.1 million, down 36. You know, that's a better hold in the third weekend as I bring up the top 10. And I'll get to a couple of your comments here on this Sunday morning. Thanks for being here live as always. We do it live. I don't need time to script this shit. We do it live. You're watching now at 9:30 here in Los Angeles, 12:30 in New York. But you look at this film down 36, there's nothing else to see. So films are going to hold in better and hold stronger when there's not a lot of options to check out other than films like Accountant 2, which is okay. It's an okay film. You know, it's not a great film. Best films of the year, without question. Companion. Okay? You look at Warfare, and you look at Magazine Dreams. Those are the three best films of the year. It's not Sinners. Sinners is not in the top three. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. If anyone has that ahead of any of those films, just disregard them. Just it's not. They don't know what they're doing. All three of those films are better than Sinners. Okay? One more time. Companion, Warfare, and Magazine Dreams. All better films. Clown in a Cornfield was one of the new smaller films as IFC ended up in number 5 with $3.7 million. The per location average was only $1,600, which is not great. I'm going to see that today. I have one A-list to burn. I got to talk about something tonight on the Sunday Spectacular. So I think we'll discuss Clown in a Cornfield, which someone said is really boring. How is a clown in a cornfield not boring? It's got to be cool. It's a clown in a cornfield. What else do you have to say? That's enough to sell. Shadow Force. Oh, man. Lionsgate. What the hell was Shadow Force? I don't even know what it is. I do. I watch the trailer and I go, what is this direct-to-DVD 1997 film? So here it is at $929 per location. That's bad. And look, they virtually are the same. Fight or Flight from Vertical, $930 per location. $929 and $930. Those are not good numbers, guys. Anytime we're below 1,000, hell, anything we're like around 1,000, 1,200, 1,600 is not good. For example, Thunderbolts this weekend, $7,600 per location. And you get down to Fight or Flight Shadow Force at $930. Okay. Until Dawn has made $18 million here, and overseas it's done pretty well. It's probably profitable for Sony. Not a good film again. Minus 48 on that. That was number 8. And then we have Amateur number 9, and King of Kings was number 10 with $59 million now on the stateside box office. Couple of comments, and watch out, Stewie. You will get banned for that take. No, listen. Here you go. I don't think Sinners is the worst movie, and we can kick this around tonight because we kind of have a wide open show. But I think Companion's a more interesting film, and I think it does better at what it's trying to do. Ultimately, that's what we're doing, right? We're reviewing the movie against what it's trying to do. Sinners tries to do so much and accomplishes not all of it. And when you're that ambitious and it doesn't work, it's painful, and this film is not good. I don't like the film at all. David, maybe. I mean, listen, maybe. You never know. Here's the thing. It's early in the year. I mean, we're only in May, but based on the zeitgeist catching ability of this film, right? It has certainly got that word of mouth. It has the box office to back it. And there is a way to pull a film from this point in the year, all the way through to award season. We've seen it happen with Get Out, with Black Panther, with Everything Everywhere. You've seen films be able to do that, and Sinners fits that bill, right? And it can pull all the way through. I definitely do not believe this should be up for anything. I mean, I really do mean anything. But that's me. And listen, I've been wrong about Anora, even though I think it's garbage. I think that's the worst Best Picture winner in the history of the Oscars. And then you look at Everything Everywhere, a hellaciously overrated film. Code is a very Hallmark Channel-y film. And so, listen, if Sinners ends up winning Oscars, it just goes right in line with what we've seen with the Academy and their inability to understand what is a really great film. And trust me on this, Sinners is not a great film. I'm not going to get into it here again. We've done it. Go back and watch the reaction stream. But we are happy with the box office. And also, certainly any film coming in and doing business is good for theatrical, which, of course, that's the foundation of Midnight Movie Talk and here on Breaking Box Office on Sunday morning. We're back here on Sunday night. That is tonight. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, today's Sunday. I will be back and we'll have a pretty much wide open discussion. If you have some ideas, leave them in the comments and we'll get to it because I'm going to keep tonight's show a little tighter. Tomorrow night, we are going to have a live out-of-theater reaction for Mission Impossible: The Finish. So that's what I'm just going to call it. It's just easier. Mission Impossible: The Finish. I am going to get out of the theater. I'm going to come on here about 10 o'clock at night here in Los Angeles, and I'm going to give you the quick snapshot reaction with other reactions, me and others discussing that tomorrow night. So I got to save some energy. I'll see you back here tonight for the Sunday Evening Spectacular. Thanks for being here. Breaking Box Office is off the air. Peace out.